Hello everyone, my name is Fadlika Natama Putra and my friend is Novalina. We are from group 5 and in this presentation we will presentation about definition pragmatic in translation. A pragmatic approach to translation studies the rules and principles governing the use of language over and above the rules of syntax or morphology, and what makes some use of language more appropriate than others in communicative situation. It attempts to explain translation as a procedure and product. The target text will be subject to evaluation not as generated by the linguistics system but as conveyed and manipulated by participants in a communicative situation according to referentials and pragmatic standards. The failures of a purely lexical or structural translation stems from ignoring the translation between words as sign and the effect they have on their users. Extra linguistics or intuitive process which translator strive to produce uncated in translation should also be considered. We need to grasp the kind of actions and as the authors performs, combining linguistic and non-linguistic elements against a backdrop of beliefs and cultural values. Aside from the cohesive ties at the textual level, one needs to understand how the ST discourse hangs together logical in order to reproduce a coherent TT. This demands an analysis of the pragmatic elements of presupposition, implicators, and acts performed in the short text or ST. Establishing cohesive ties within a text may require seeking reference outside the immediate text. The illocutionary functions in one language are relatively autonomous cultural or linguistic categories, but are imaginable by members of other cultures and are translatable to not without translation loss. Globalization and the spread of literacy may have facilitated the comprehension of performative utterances when explained by approximate glosses or by paraphrase. Yet it is often the multi-layered and cultural specifics nature of illocutionary functions that the universalize their possible interpretation. This paper addressed the pragmatic interpretation of cultural specific texts with example educate from the number of distinct setting of illustrated the influence of the pragmatic factors at stake. Pragmatics is the study of how to do things the words. The name of a well-known book by the philosopher G.L. Austin's, or perhaps how people do think with words to be more descriptive about it. We'll consider four aspects of pragmatics in the lecture: speech acts, rhetorical structure, conversational implicator, and the management of reference in discourse. Speech acts. People use language to accomplish certain kinds of acts, broadly known as speech acts, and distinct from physical acts like drinking a glass of water, or mental acts like thinking about drinking a glass of water. Speech acts include asking for a glass of water, promising to drink a glass of water, threatening to drink a glass of water, or ordering someone to drink a glass of water, and so on. Most of these ought really to be called communicative acts, since speech and even language are not strictly required. Thus, someone can ask for a glass of water by pointing to a pitcher and miming the act of drinking. It's common to drive speech acts into two categories: direct and indirect. Direct speech acts. There are three basic types direct speech acts, and they correspond to three special syntactic types that seems to occur in most of the world's language. Examples are given in English, French, and Buang, or a Malayo-Polynesian language of Papua New Guinea. Speech acts. One is assertions, sentence types, declarative, and function convey information is true or false. And the example: Jenny got on the test. Les files on praise des photos. The girl took photos. Biak ekonos. Biak took the foods. And number two, questions. Sentence types: interrogative. Function is elicits informations. Example: did Jenny get on the test? Les files on else price des photos. Did the girl take photos? Biak ekonos me. Did Biak take the food? And number three, orders the request. Sentence type: imperative, and functions is cause others to behave in certain ways. And the example: get on the test. Prenes des photos. Take some photos. Gokonos. Take the food. Although assertions, question, and order the fairly universal, and most of the world's language have separate syntactic contraction that distinguish them, other speech acts do not have a syntactic contraction that is specific of them. Consider the English sentence: if you cross the line, I'll shoot you. Most English speakers would have no trouble identifying such an utterance as a threat. However, English has special sentence from four traits. There is contraction used in is not specific to the speech acts of threatening, such a contraction might also express a promise, as in, if you get all, as I'll buy you a car, or simply a cause and effects relationship between physicals even. If you had water to 212 degrees Fahrenheit, it will boil. A consideration of the syntactic means available for expressing the various speech acts leads us to see the even for the three basic speech acts laid out in the table above. Speakers might choose means of expressions other than the basic syntactic type associated with the speech acts in questions. To some extent, this just reflects the existence of a diversity of means of expression, but a more pervasive reason is the speakers may use indirect rather than direct speech acts.
Indirect speech acts. Returning to the speech acts of questioning, we can easily come up with a number of alternate ways to ask the same question by using stances types other than interrogative. For example, did Jenny get an A on the test? A positive answer, yes, to that question will give the questioner the actual answer she wanted, but now consider number 2. Do you know if Jenny got an A on the test? This is still in the form of a question, but it probably is not an inquiry about what you know. Most of the time, the answer yes I do will be ostentatiously uncooperative. The normal answer we would expect in real life will be yes she did, or no she got a B, or something of the sort. Here is the reply is directed to the speech act meaning, not the literal meaning. A simple yes answer that responds to the literal meaning would usually be taken for an uncooperative answer in actual social life. For example, yes I do would be hard as yes I do, but I'm not necessarily going to tell you. Other indirect ways of asking the same question using declarative form are listed in I'd like to know if Jenny got an A on the test, or I wonder whether Jenny got an A on the test. In the case of the speech acts of requesting or ordering, speakers can be even more indirect. As in the case of questions, conventional indirect requests may taken literally be questioned about the addresser's knowledge or ability. Here is a direct request, like please close the window. Conventional indirect requests might be expressed as questions, as in and or assertions in context, and may also be immediately understood as a compliance mean as the indirect request for action. For example, could you close the window? Would you mind closing the window? I would like you to close the window. The window is still open. I must have asked you 100 times to keep the window closed. Performatives. One subtype of direct speech acts exists in English and in many other languages and allow us to expand the kind of direct speech acts we can make beyond the three basic types that have their own special syntax. These are the direct speech acts that use performative verbs to accomplish their ends. Performative verbs can also be used to the three basic speech act types as exemplified in associated with making statement, requests, and comment respectively. For example, I assert that Jenny got an A on the test. I ask you who took the photos. To this can be added performative verbs that allow us to directly convey promises, threats, and warning. Next, I advise you to keep up the pavement on your car. I warn you not to step across this line. In the last stances, the utterance of the stances actually accomplishes the act of bidding, and as such, it belongs to the class of ceremonial utterance that accomplish other kinds of changes in the word. And for example now, I know pronouns you husband and wife. I name this ship Sojourner. It is clear that not all uses the verb that can be performative are actually performative in particular utterance. For example, if we change the person or the tense in any of the last 7 stances, they are also no longer performative. For example, he advises you to keep up the pavements on your car. I name this ship Sojourner. In both these cases, the utterance simply reports and does not accomplish the act of advising of naming. The heredity test. A test of whether or not a particular stances is a performative utterance is whether or not you can insert be before the verb. If the resulting stances doesn't make sense, it's not a performative. Like example, I had been named this ship Sojourner, but I had been named this ship Sojourner. How many kinds of speech acts are there? Some research have extended the classical lists of speech acts to include many actions that are felt to be helpful in analyzing text-oriented dialogues. Things like answer, escape, reject, and so forth. One influential set of ideas about this is expressed in the so-called damsel or dialogue act marked up in several layers proposal. Thank you.